get ready to sleep with the lights on. Tonight, we delve into the dark corners of the world where shadows whisper and things go bump in the night. We're about to embark on a journey into the heart of real-life ghost stories, the kind that make your skin crawl and your heart race. In honor of Halloween and all things spooky, we've collected a list of the best scary ghost stories that are even more chilling because they're 100% real. These aren't tales spun for entertainment, but accounts from real people, just like you and me, who found themselves face to face with the unexplainable. These tales of unexplained encounters and paranormal occurrences just might make a believer out of you. So, lock your doors, turn off the lights, and prepare to be terrified. These are the real ghost stories that'll leave you scared stiff. Our first story takes us to Dayton, Ohio, where a father named Jeff experienced a bone-chilling encounter in a local cemetery. Jeff, like many of us, enjoys taking walks with his young son. One sunny afternoon, their walk took them past the gates of a sprawling cemetery. Intrigued by the peaceful atmosphere, Jeff's son asked if they could go inside.
Now, cemeteries might seem like eerie places to some, but for a child they can spark a sense of curiosity. So, hand in hand, we walked along the paved path, our shoes crunching on the fallen leaves.
As they strolled deeper into the cemetery, Jeff's son suddenly tugged at his hand, his eyes wide with a mixture of wonder and fear.
"Daddy," he whispered, "look, Grandma's."
He pointed towards a group of elderly women dressed in long, flowing dresses, their silver hair gleaming in the sunlight. They seemed to materialize from the shadows of the towering mausoleums. Jeff, taken aback, followed his son's gaze. Before Jeff could react, the women vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind but a lingering chill in the air. This wasn't just a figment of his imagination. His son had witnessed it too. The grandmas in the cemetery remain an unsettling mystery, a chilling reminder that some things in life defy rational explanation. Our next story takes us to the grandiose halls of the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, a place steeped in history and whispered to be a haven for restless spirits. It was here that Henry Yao, an avid photographer, had an experience that left him questioning everything he thought he knew about the world. Henry, drawn to the hotel's infamous reputation, decided to spend a night within its walls, hoping to capture some of its rumored paranormal activity.
Armed with my camera, I wandered the empty hallways, the silence broken only by the creaking of the old building.
Undeterred, he continued his exploration, drawn to the hotel's grand ballroom. Compelled by an unknown force, Henry lifted his camera and snapped a photo. As he looked at the image on his camera screen, his blood ran cold. There, standing at the far end of the ballroom, was a shadowy figure. Panic surged through him. He quickly took another photo, but the figure was gone. Shaken, but not deterred, Henry decided to call it a night, retiring to his room. As he lay in bed, he was plagued by a sudden and severe illness, chills racking his body. Determined to escape the oppressive atmosphere, Henry checked out of the hotel first thing in the morning. His health mysteriously restored the moment he stepped outside. Our next stop takes us to the sun-drenched streets of San Diego, California, where a seemingly ordinary house holds within its walls a dark and troubled past. The Whaley House, a national landmark, has earned a chilling reputation as one of the most haunted houses in America. Santana, a paranormal investigator, was drawn to the house by its sinister history, eager to experience firsthand the unexplained phenomena reported by countless visitors.
As I stepped inside, I was greeted by an oppressive atmosphere, a heavy silence that seemed to hum with unseen energy.
These phantom smells, Santana would later learn, were believed to be the lingering presence of the house's former residents. As Santana ventured further into the house, she began to hear faint sounds, the soft murmur of voices, the rustle of fabric, footsteps echoing from empty rooms. Determined to document her experience, Santana set up her EVP recorder, hoping to capture the voices that seemed to whisper through the halls.
As I asked my questions into the silence, a chill ran down my spine.
When Santana played back the recording, she was met with an undeniable EVP, a voice from beyond the grave.
No.
The Whaley House, with its ghostly scents, unexplained sounds and chilling EVP recordings, stands as a testament to the idea that some places are haunted by the residual energy of their past. Our journey into the heart of paranormal activity takes us next to Fall River, Massachusetts, to the infamous Lizzie Borden house. This seemingly ordinary home bears the weight of a gruesome history, forever linked to the brutal axe murders of Andrew and Abby Borden in 1892. While Lizzie Borden was acquitted of the crimes, the house itself seems to hold on to the memory of that horrific event. It's here within these walls, stained with the past, that a tour guide had an experience that would forever change her perception of the house and its spectral residents. Tour guide. Leading a group of curious visitors through the house one evening, I shared the chilling details of the murders. As the tour progressed, a palpable unease settled over the group. The air grew thick with a strange energy, a feeling of being watched. Tour guide among the visitors was a woman who appeared particularly affected by the house's oppressive atmosphere. As we stood in the parlor, the room where Abby Borden had met her grisly end, the woman's phone rang. The caller ID displayed a name that sent chills down her spine. Mum. But the woman's mother had passed away several years earlier. Tour guide. Witnessing the woman's distress, I gently took the phone and answered it myself. A cold, static-filled silence greeted me. The Lizzie Borden house, with its blood-soaked history and its restless spirits, continues to fascinate and terrify those who dare to enter its doors. Our next tale takes us to the historic coastal town of Salem, Massachusetts, a place forever linked to tales of witchcraft, maritime lore, and restless spirits. It's here, amidst the cobblestone streets and colonial architecture, that we find the former home of Captain Joseph White, a wealthy sea captain whose life was tragically cut short. Captain White, a man of the sea, had amassed a considerable fortune during his lifetime, a fortune rumored to be hidden somewhere within his stately home. But before he could reveal the location of his treasure, he was brutally murdered in his sleep. In the years since his untimely demise, Captain White's home has been plagued by strange and unexplained occurrences. Residents and visitors alike have reported seeing the spectral figure of Captain White pacing the halls of his former home. His spectral presence, often accompanied by the salty tang of the sea, is said to be most strongly felt in the dead of night. Some believe that Captain White's spirit roams the house not out of malice, but out of a desire to protect his lost fortune. Others whisper that the captain's spirit is tethered to the house by unfinished business, the injustice of his unsolved murder keeping him bound to the mortal realm. One chilling account tells of a group of treasure hunters who, emboldened by rumors of Captain White's hidden fortune, broke into the house one night only to be met with a series of unexplained events that sent them fleeing into the night. Our final story takes us from the grand old houses and historic landmarks to a more intimate setting, a place where childhood fears and nightmares collide with the chilling reality of the supernatural. This is the story of Marty and his terrifying encounter with a ventriloquist doll that refused to be destroyed. Marty. My nightmare began innocently enough. I had received the antique ventriloquist doll as a gift from a distant relative. The doll, with its cracked porcelain face, piercing blue eyes and threadbare velvet suit, held a certain charm. But beneath its charming exterior lurked something sinister. Marty. It started subtly with strange occurrences that could be dismissed as mere coincidence. Objects moving on their own, whispers seeming to emanate from the doll's lifeless form. Marty, desperate to rid myself of the cursed doll, I tried everything I could think of. I threw it in the trash only to find it back in my bed the next morning. Marty, driven to my wit's end, I decided to take drastic measures. I built a bonfire in my backyard and tossed the doll into the inferno. Marty, but my relief was short-lived. The next day, as I was cleaning up the remnants of the bonfire, I noticed something strange among the ashes. It was the doll's hand, its painted smile still intact. Marty, terrified, I gathered the remaining pieces of the doll and encased them in cement, burying the block deep in the ground. Marty's terrifying experience serves as a chilling reminder that some objects harbor a darkness that we may never fully understand. So there you have it, 6 chilling tales of real-life ghost encounters that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. From ghostly grandmas in a peaceful cemetery to a haunted ventriloquist doll that refuses to be destroyed, these stories offer a glimpse into the dark corners of our world. Whether you think ghosts are real or not is totally up to you. However, one thing is for sure. By the time you're done reading these creepy ghost stories, you just might be a believer.